Welcome to the tutorial on using Twitter as a journalistic tool. This tutorial will discuss the relevancy of Twitter to journalists' work. It will also describe how you can effectively use Twitter in your professional endeavors. Twitter was founded by Jack Dorsey, Evan Williams, and Biz Stone in March of 2006 as a way for people to post mini blogs quickly and share information with the world. Twitter allows people, especially celebrities and those involved in breaking news events, to share information about important events and their lives by posting public updates to their statuses, sharing photos, and sharing videos. It also lets people connect with friends, sources, celebrities, and companies so that they can see what's going on with those people and organizations. In addition, Twitter has a messaging tool that allows you to personally message people within the application, almost like an email. Twitter has over 336 million active users, and 72 million of those users are American. Out of those adults, approximately 40% of them are between the ages of 18 and 29. Plus, about a quarter of Twitter users are African American, a quarter are white, and a fifth are Hispanic. Twitter tends to appeal to people who have not graduated college. Only about 32% of Twitter users even have college diplomas. As a result, about 42% of the users earn somewhere between $30,000 and $75,000 each year. As a reporter, it's helpful to know these statistics so that you know whether your target audience is on Twitter or whether you have to find your target audience elsewhere. Just viewing what other people are posting on Twitter, as well as what's trending on Twitter, can be helpful for brainstorming effective story ideas. Twitter can be a very useful resource for gathering information about people, such as their job or hobby, finding photographs of people, which can be very helpful if you're reporting on someone and need a photograph of him, and gathering videos of important events people have shared on Twitter. In addition, Twitter will allow you to connect with a number of sources. Journalists and experts in the field who you admire may have profiles you can follow them through. Plus, you can always follow your sources that you've interviewed for stories so that you can easily keep in touch with them in case you ever need to interview them again in the future. Twitter is helpful for staying connected with lots of people to whom you can promote your articles as well. However, you may want to consider having both a public and private Twitter account, one for your journalistic work and another for your personal life. That way you can easily cater each profile to different purposes, and you won't have to worry about whether your posts are consistent with the profile you're using. On Twitter, the microblog posts that people write are called tweets. Tweets can be up to 280 characters. However, statistics show that tweets that are between 70 and 100 characters get the most engagement through republication of their tweets and clicks on the links that are included in the tweets. Twitter will allow you to follow people you're interested in knowing more about and will allow you to gain followers who are interested in your work too. That way, your tweets will get publicized to your followers who are interested in knowing the latest information about your capstone project. On Twitter, each person's username is called his handle and is represented by the @sign. Overall, Twitter has a number of tools that are really helpful for journalists. First, Twitter will let you search for specific people and companies, such as potential sources and experts. It will also let you search for particular subjects. On Twitter, subjects are designated by the pound or number sign, which is called a hashtag. If you use hashtags within your tweets, then people who are looking at tweets related to that subject will see your post, even if they're not your followers. Therefore, you can reach a broader audience than usual by including hashtags in your posts. But don't use too many hashtags. Tweets that include one hashtag are actually 33% more likely to have engagement than posts that don't have any hashtags. And when compared to tweets with two hashtags, those with one hashtag actually have more engagement by 69%. Second, Twitter lets you specifically address an individual within a post by including the person's handle in your tweet. In order to make sure the person receives a notification that you're mentioning him, put the @ in front of his Twitter handle. Then your post will show up whenever anyone looks for posts about that person. The same is true if you want to reply directly to someone on Twitter and essentially have a conversation with them. You can grab that person's attention and make it obvious you're specifically talking to him by starting your microblog post with the person's Twitter handle preceded by the @. On any social media platform, it will be important to ensure that you're shortening your URLs whenever you post a link to an article you've published or anything else you're sharing with your followers. You will want to do this so your posts look more attractive and so you don't use up all the characters you're allotted on Twitter. You can use a shortener such as the built-in one Twitter has, which automatically shortens the link for you, or you can use a third-party link shortener like bitly.com. Statistics have shown that about 60% to 80% of your tweets should be links to sources your followers would be interested in, if you want to maintain their interest in your posts. Additionally, evidence shows that links are most likely to be clicked on if they appear 25% of the way into a tweet, which is very helpful information to consider when you're composing your tweets. You'll want to write a little, insert the link, and then write a good bit more. That way your link is 25% of the way into your post and is most likely to be clicked on by your followers. Please be sure to keep this in mind when you're composing tweets to promote your own publications. On Twitter, you can also repost a tweet that someone else wrote if you think your followers would be interested in it. This is called retweeting, and it can be done by clicking on the circular arrows that appear in light gray under someone else's tweet. Twitter will even let you add your own comment to the retweet in case you want to mention someone specific in it, hashtag a certain subject, or comment on the original tweet within your retweet. One really helpful tool Twitter has is a Twitter list. Twitter lists let you organize the people you follow by category so that you can create lists of different categories for the people you follow. This will help you to keep track of who you're following on Twitter and why you're following that person or organization. It will also help you to specifically get updates on whatever subject you want to know about in the moment so you can see what's trending in a certain field. To create a list and add someone you're following to a specific list, all you need to do is look at your page of people you're following and click the settings icon next to each person's Twitter handle. That settings icon has an option to add or remove from lists, which will allow you to create lists, add people to lists, and remove people from lists. On another note, you will want to ensure you completely fill out your Twitter profile so that people will know why they should follow you on this particular social media website. Your profile biography should explain to people what they can get from following you on Twitter, such as updates on a particular subject. You will also want to include pictures with your Twitter profile. On Twitter, the ideal photo size for a profile picture is a photo that is in a 2:1 width to height ratio. Just be sure that you're not too negative in your tweets and that you don't talk about yourself too much. Statistics show that people don't enjoy following those who are consistently posting negative comments or self-serving comments. It will also be important to post at times when your target audience is online, so that your followers are likely to see your post. Twitter consistently updates people's homepages with the newest tweets, so anything too old will not be seen by your followers. Therefore, try to go online or use a social media management tool to schedule posts during times when you know your target audience is using Twitter. Statistics show that most people tend to be on Twitter on weekday afternoons from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Therefore, if you're not sure when exactly your target audience is on Twitter, try posting during lunchtime on weekdays to at least reach a large number of people, some of whom will probably be in your target audience. Another thing to remember is that it's helpful to tweet a lot so that people see a point in following you. Plus, when you post a status update to promote your latest story, you need to include a direct link to your story in the tweet so that it's easy for your followers to find your article. Including photographs in your tweets is also more likely to get you engagement with your audience. Statistics show that tweets that contain photos are 34% more likely to have engagement from followers. In addition, posting about hashtag-friendly events that get your tweets noticed by people who are reading up on everything related to that hashtag event is helpful in expanding your audience reach. For example, if you attend a festival and it has a hashtag, then anybody looking for updates about the festival will be able to find your thoughts on it by searching for that hashtag, as long as you included that hashtag in your tweets about the festival, of course. Statistics show that the most read tweets are those that utilize line breaks to space out the text of the tweet. Other statistics show that effective tweets are ones that use verbs and adverbs, basically action words, within the tweets because they tend to capture people's attention and reference exciting actions. As we've discussed before, it's very important to ask questions in your social media posts in order to engage people in conversations and motivate them to click on the link to your article. Remember, though, that your questions need to be ones that people have to read your article in order to get an answer to. You should not include the answer to the question within your social media post because that would eliminate the need for people to read your article. And in order to avoid repetition, you can post other things besides just questions. You can post high energy, intriguing, and controversial comments related to your subject matter so that you get people's attention. You will not, however, want to write, "Check out my latest article," or anything similar to that, because the link itself encourages people to check out whatever you're providing the link to. Additionally, you want to tell people what you're asking them to check out. People don't like to click on a random URL when they don't know what it'll reference. They want to know whether the article focuses on a subject they're interested in. They also want details included in the post so that they know your account has not been hacked and that the link is not a virus. Finally, since you only have a limited number of characters to optimize your social media post, you need to use each one very wisely and efficiently. So you'll want to write precise and concise statements on Twitter. By the same token, that means you don't want to include in your tweet that you're in grad school or in a master's program or that this article that you're promoting is your homework. Remember, you're a journalist now. You're more than halfway done with your master's degree in journalism. So when you use new media to promote your journalistic work, be proud of it and promote it with professionalism, not as if you're just a student. One thing you'll always want to avoid when using social media to promote your publications is using the publication's headline as your social media post. There are 2 reasons you don't want to do this. Number 1, you want to avoid repetition so that people who see your social media post and actually click on the link to your article aren't bored with your writing before they even start reading the article. And number 2, you want to create an engaging social media post that starts a digital conversation. And that can't effectively be done if you have a fact-based headline. Naturally, since you're using social media to promote your work as a writer and as a professional, you want to ensure that you're proofreading your profile information and status updates extremely carefully. Even though Twitter encourages a relaxed atmosphere, you still need to use proper grammar when posting in order to show your friends that you are a credible and strong writer. Twitter is a platform that many of you are probably familiar with already, but you may not use it for journalistic purposes or simply may not have tried all of the techniques mentioned in this lesson. I encourage you to experiment with Twitter this month. Follow journalists you admire and experts in the subject your capstone project focuses on. Engage in actual conversations with expert sources by commenting on their posts and sending them messages. Also, retweet stories you find interesting so that you can get used to sharing links effectively and determining when as well as how you receive the most engagement from your followers. And naturally, if you need help navigating the Twitter platform, then feel free to reach out to your course director, the Twitter Help Center, or the numerous Twitter tutorials that are posted on lynda.com, which you can access for free through FS Connect. These techniques we have discussed are some of the ways journalists can use Twitter to curate content and promote their work. Moving forward, try to force yourself to use Twitter for professional purposes. And then with time and practice, you'll find that you are comfortable doing that, and it just becomes an automatic part of your routine as a journalist. Thank you so much for listening, and good luck successfully using Twitter.